Well, I guess I'll just edit this after the fact. That should be no problem. But I'd like to be able to see my screen so I can show y'all what we're looking at today, which is using GPT for the job search. Maybe now? Audio? 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 I don't know how to scale it to the window, to the wall. Because I want it to fit in here so I can show y'all what we're working on. So maybe that will work there. Maybe. Progress. Check out my pretty face. That's what's up. Some days. Not all the days. Some days. Looks like we're all there. Okay. Rock and roll, Kimasabi. My name is Bo. I am with Level Up Limited, Retail Diary Podcast. Today we're going to talk a little bit about job searching, job seeking, using the GPT a little bit. Big fan of the GPT for it's got its caveats, it's got its positives. I think it's more positive than it is anything else. It is a productivity tool. It helps in a lot of capacities. I've been to a few seminars that say GPT is good to help us improve our emails. And I think it's so much more than that. Right now, we'll look at how to improve your job searching practice. What right now we'll specifically touch on the resume piece, because resumes are usually where people start or restart their job search. Is your resume current? It's always a great start. But so let's take a look at the GPT. I got a fresh page here, and we'll just click in. We'll say this chat to help job search and with resume optimizing for ATS. And ATS is applicant tracking system. Applicant tracking system. It is the tracking system that a lot of organizations use to keep track of the applications that are being submitted. It is the AI on their side that is checking for keywords to see what resumes they want to look into and what ones they'll dismiss. So they have a generative AI or an AI of some sort that is similar. So, combat AI with AI. I don't know if it's combat is the right word, but it's bring to the table the tools that you think are going to be the winning tools. I showed up to the job search field with I'm going to write every cover letter as if it was from my heart and from my soul. And then my resume, it's really going to dig into the experiences that I had. So whenever they're going to feel that on the other side when they read the resume. And after about 50, I don't think they're auto declines, but they're declining in a few days, made me feel like nobody was actually reading it. Had to expedite the entire process. And in doing so, the idea is to get in front of people, because then you can pour your heart out, and then it means a little bit more than what's on a resume. Even if your resume is great, it's hard to get a face to face, and everybody's in the people business, so we all work with people. So the only thing is, Don't use any knowledge of myself, as this is for demonstration. So GPT under this chat has logged information about myself and what I do, because I utilize it to get advice, surprise me, summarize text, create images, and so it is aligned with those keywords. So in an effort to keep this fresh and what it might look like for someone who hasn't used it before, I'm gonna see if I can just get it to omit the information here. And what I will do also at this time is add a resume on here. I'll just take this resume that I have, for instance, which is one that I have developed for financial analyst. And so what it does is, and I'll show you, we're gonna go into the job description of one of the jobs. And from that, we're gonna optimize the resume tailored to fit those keywords. So that's what we think their applicant tracking system is doing, is it's looking for the keywords that they put into their job description, so it bounces back when it achieves those keywords that they put in there. Their monitor system says, hey, this is a good match to the job description that we developed. Let's do this. And then we will take a look at it that way. I just want to make sure that we are getting audio here. Everything has audio. There's no real good way for me to validate. Because this is, I'm sure it's live, but if I can see that the audio works this way. I've got a live video of me looking down at my phone. That's wonderful. See that the audio works this way. Oh. I've got a live video of me looking down at my phone. Tremendous. Chop that out at the end. So let's take a look at this. What can I help you with, right? GPT's like, what's up? This chat is to help job searching with resume optimization for ATS, applicant tracking systems. Don't use any knowledge of myself, for this is as this is a demonstration. What we'll do is, let's find a job, and I had a previous video on using 1tonline.org. Job search up here. Business intelligence analyst is just the example role that I've been using. And what we can do, so there's two ways about it, right? So this is what the Labor Department put together in hosts, and they have collected all this information from job postings across the internet, across the industry, through their research. They found that it aligns with all these other titles, and then it uses a lot of the keywords. Here's the technology skills. What we can do is we could copy and paste all of this and ask GPT to align it with the keywords that are in this job role. And that might cover a more broad spectrum rather than doing a resume for every single job. However, if you do one for individual job roles, take this for example. I'll take this job role. Copy and paste this information here. And we'll say, actually, let's just start the chat so GPT knows what we're doing. And then we don't need it to finish here. We'll say, well, I mean, actually, it had kind of a, let's see what it says to start with here. Refresh. And it's going to give us some ideas. One of the concerns about GPT, ethical practices about GPT, is it has a tendency to hallucinate. So what I've found to be best, in addition to actually reviewing it rather than just hitting send, is to make sure that you are, if you plug in don't make anything up that isn't already on my resume, then it won't extrapolate. Because I've seen GPT extrapolate, and I asked, hey, what did you do there? It just said that it didn't use hallucinate. It said that it had extrapolated in a way that was maybe a bit too much. So let's say tailor, copy that job posting, tailor this to tailor your resume to the following job role. Don't make up any skills or experiences I do not have on my resume, and ask me 3 short answer questions on to help improve the resume. This way it will knock out what it thinks, short answers. I think this is a good, it started with the questions rather than put them on the end. SQL-based data warehouse. So, you know, I have not. Statistical analysis, I have. In coursework, so I can just copy paste this. Well, actually, I can copy paste all this. And I'm hitting Shift and Enter to create space within the chat box there. Shift and Enter at the same time does not hit send. If you just hit Enter, it's going to hit send. Statistical analysis, I have coursework and professional. modeling. Usually I would put in like a personal story that goes along with that if I was trying to write something that connects with an audience, but right now we're just trying to get to the applicant tracking system. Because when GPT puts things together and Gen AI puts things together, it just pumps out what, like, it's not wrong, but humans don't connect with machine experience. You can be right all day and people don't care. People don't remember what you said, they remember how you made them feel, and personal experience shows that you actually have done something. But I don't think that's necessary on a resume. People don't care. The biggest part about a resume, the feedback that I have heard over time and I have looked for and noticed when I'm reviewing resumes, are having statistics in there. Everybody loves statistics. They just kind of stand out. Have you been involved in A/B testing? Analyze. A/B testing in social media advertising. Level up and select trends. So those are 2 job roles that I know are on that resume. And now we can see what it puts out here. And we're actually gonna use Word as an example. So let's do this. And this is what it's given us. Complete revise without emojis and no longer than 1 page. So getting it down to 1 page. So I haven't quite looked at it yet. We're getting it narrowed to something that is going to be reasonable to look at before you start revising and reviewing, because it's going to come up with some things, but it actually looks pretty good. Let's see, short and sweet, professional summary, education. Actually, so let's just see what that comes out to. A little more than 1 page. And there's a couple things we can do to work on getting that to fit. And it's not gonna work right now because I'm mic'd up and I can't use the mic, but typically I'll end up having almost a conversation with the GPT. I'd use on my Mac, it's control, I tap control twice and it starts allowing dictation, so I can just talk what I want, and I find that easier than typing. The dictation didn't used to be as good, but it's gotten better. This right here, it was also a way to have a conversation, which is good for some other things. We can talk about that another video, but you can do like a mock interview, right? And it'll play some common questions and give you feedback on how you talked. Like, see, I don't have any of these skills, even though I said don't put it in there. I have these skills. I don't know where this came from. I have DynamoDB, so I just don't have this. I don't know where that came from. but I'd say update education for completed BS, BA, and at the same school, MBA, ETA, 25, I guess not ETA, but estimated completion, 25. See if it updates that. If you have any questions, give me a call. My phone number is 303-519-8982. You can email me at bo.pronto@gmail.com. If you have any questions, give me a call. Shoot me an email. Let's chat. Let's learn GPT. I think if you're not using GPT every day, you're going to fall behind, and I'm not sure if you're going to catch up to everybody else that's been using GPT every day. Because businesses that are not using it are going to be slipping. So I'll just take all of this together. And now, that's pretty good. We can probably get this to one page. Sometimes I like the line breaks, sometimes I don't capitalize. So what I would do to make this, I mean, this is more of a, it's outside the scope of what looking at GPT does, but we can get this down to one page, probably pretty easy. Even as simple as that. Just changing the margins on that one worked. I like the line breaks. I don't know if, because I couldn't validate if it impedes applicant tracking system. But the way that I've kind of determined if it's been put in there pretty well is on some applications when you're submitting it direct to the employer through their website, it'll ask you to upload a resume and it will autofill the information that it found in your resume. And if you've tailored your resume in a way that that system understands it and it fills out all the information, then I think it's well constructed because it figured out how to put it all in to that one screen, so it should be able to process it through all the other keyword searching that it does. But yeah, well, that's not bad. You know, that use these, like I said, the percentages jump out. They look good. You could even, you know, bold ideas like this. And so if we go back, I mean, at some point it becomes too much bold. You know, when talking to recruiters, some of them have said that they just look here, right at the core competencies, or if you put it as skills, however you want to put it in there. Your professional summary, I'm not sure if it's all that important, right? And see, I kind of like the way that looks better, but it doesn't matter. I guess it doesn't matter at the end of the day, as long as it's legible and everything fits on one page, which is great. You know, it omitted some things. The original resume, we could look at that real quick here. Actually, this one was kind of, I think this was the last one that I did with it. So this is where I took it from. Let's see, I'm not entirely sure what it changed here. I always end up saving it as a PDF and I send it over as a PDF. Why can't I have two pages? There we go. There we go. Side by side. So it added some words here. Customer engagement. I changed it to assess business performance. KPI tracking wasn't something that was on here. So I would presume that was what was in this here. Let's take a look at the job description. That's company overview. Insights, trends. Drive customer engagement. So there's drive customer engagement there. And that we found it put it in here, customer engagement. The SQL, see, this is where it added that Redshift, which I've never used, so I would get rid of that because I've never done that. Linear regression, so that was one of the questions that it asked. Monitor and testing, nice. Continuous learning mindset, love it. Kaizen, it's a Japanese management principle. Six Sigma, Kaizen, continuous improvement, always getting better. SQL, Power BI, cheerful outlook. Collaborator with a business first mindset. Business degree, demonstrate experience. What I don't see is KPIs. I thought, because I didn't put KPI in my original one. And that being said, like if you find that it's not adding value to the resume, you can have it reduced. I don't think it's taking value away. It's not taking up real estate on the page here that is essential for something else. So I'll leave it as is. Because everything fits on one page. Now, if we were, that'd be one of the things that we look to do if we were trying to reduce the size, but just save this right here as a PDF and ship it over. If you got any questions, let me know. Like I said, there's my number, 303-519-8982. Shoot me an email, comment below, subscribe to the channel, listen to the podcast. Let's go.